People at the moment don't realise the history and the architecture that goes into the churches.
You're going to be dressing up. I'm going to be an elf.
Oh yeah, that's obvious. Me and Kai are planning a surprise for Samuel.
What have you done?
That's a surprise, Samuel. It's half the fun of the surprises.
Hello, guys, and welcome back to episode 2 of the podcast. Today, we're joined with Daniel Oldaker, our operations director. So we're going to be asking him a few questions about the company, how he got into it, and kind of what he enjoys working here. Unfortunately, Kai isn't here today because he's doing a building project, so it's just me. But hopefully it will still be a good video. So, first of all, welcome to the podcast. Let's start off with an introduction. Who are you?
Well, it's a pleasure you having me, of course. My name is Daniel Oldaker. I am originally from Suffolk, Ipswich. And I met Samuel and Kai over at college. It was an interesting year. And about May, June time, I find out they started up a company called Church Hunters Limited. And this, I think the way I kind of got drawn into it was you guys said you have no experience in business. And I've got a little bit of, not a huge amount, but a little bit of experience kind of in a business, how business should work. So they went, Daniel, would you mind giving us a hand? I went, yeah, don't see why not. So I started going around the churches with Kai and Samuel, and then I just fell in love with the history and the architecture, because every church will have a different story to the other one, and it just blows your mind on how much you can go into depth on the churches and actually find out about them. But no, so over at college I was doing animal care level 2, and we just clicked. Something about us at college just clicked.
Yeah,
like you can't
don't know what
it just happened. It just worked, you know. And I think that's why the company is starting to work so well, because we all get along with one another so well, you know.
Yeah, that's what we were saying in the first podcast. We just, because we're all friends behind the scenes as well, we just merge as a team. We kind of gel together.
I think when our first video, I think the first video me and you filmed was Sax London.
Oh, it was so windy that day.
Oh,
it was such bad quality.
Yeah, no, the weather was horrid. I think the weather was kind of like, no, it's not going to let us film. But why have the name Church Hunters if we're not willing to go out in all types of weather?
I mean, we do go out in all types of weather behind the scenes anyway.
I mean,
so
we've been out
it's
in
worth
rain.
doing it on video.
I'm pretty sure we've even been out in snow.
Yeah, I think so.
But no, it's like, why have name Church Hunters if we're not willing to go out in all types of weather? Because we do so much behind the scenes which we don't even record, but it's mind-boggling because we all just click so well. It just works flawlessly.
Yeah. So yeah, we kind of just asked you for some help originally.
Yeah.
And then you just got into event work, recording.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of work for us behind the scenes as well that people don't see.
I think the first phone call I made, Mark and Fate. So let me take you on a bit of a behind the scenes story. So it was what, June, July?
I think it was July. It was like the start of July.
Yeah, start of July. We're going around the area of Suffolk because this was still when Kai was in the UK.
Yeah.
We're going around the area of Suffolk with Kai, looking for places to go for an event, go for a fete, because that's mainly at the moment what we do is we go to the fetes and events. But we went there and we thought, these guys got a fete on. This would be a brilliant idea. And I found a phone number. I found a phone number, and it wasn't actually to the church; it was to the parish council. And because I've got decent experience on the phone as it is, because I've grown up listening, because my family is in sales, and I've grown up listening to how they talk over the phone. And they do such a good job, And I kind of pitched the idea of, we are a new startup company. Would you mind having us at your fete and event? And they went, yes. And after that, the best meal we ever had, paid for by Kai, was KFC.
Well, originally we kind of called you the communications officer,
Yeah.
and then you got kind of put into a higher position, because operations director makes more sense when you're not just doing communications, you're doing everything. A bit like us. We do lots of different things at once.
I think all of us are equally planning Project X, which that will be amazing, to record, to film, because it's gonna be a combination of your serious church hunting work, and then also you'll get to see how good friends we are behind the scenes,
Yeah, like I mentioned, it's going to be a lot of fun, but also very important work we're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, we've never done anything like it. That's all we can say.
We'll try and get you guys genuine, not behind the scenes footage, so you can see how we go about recording these videos.
Yeah.
But it should be a lot of fun for you.
I wanted to kind of touch more on your role as a director, because we kind of figured out how good you were at talking to people from early on. And then you kind of just kept contacting different people and got better and better.
Now it's just a case of I'm helping to train other people in how to kind of like pick up the phone, how to talk to people over in the events, and then Kai's helping sort people out into actually organising the events, doing the email side of things. Because my emails are, pardon my language, because I don't know how to write an email properly, so that's where Kai comes in. But as far as like over the phone and going to the local events and then contacting people elsewhere, I think that's where I excel. But I think I can.
Yeah.
I also help plan projects. I also help kind of the logistical side of things when it needs to be, and I'm also going to be one of the main drivers in the future. In the future, I'm going to help train other people up in how to answer the phone and how to actually set up the events where we can go and make the money.
Yeah. So you were kind of our first trained member of the team.
Yeah.
You were the first one that received training. So how was that training for you when we went to Charlesfield and you had to look around a church, see what you actually take a photo of, what you analyse, the brick, what you look at with the brickwork, all of that sort of thing?
I think when I started my training for church hunters, it was very eye-opening, and you can actually you can see all the when you take your time to go around the church properly, you see bits that others won't, because some of the stuff that's carved into the doorways, it's very easy to miss. But if you see it, you'll understand, one, kind of what area in time it comes from, and two, there's some engravings which can just link straight back to, let's say, the Saxons, the Normans, the Vikings, which in itself shows just how old the church really is. But there's also some churches which, unfortunately, haven't been lucky enough to be restored, and I think they're exciting for me.
Yeah, they hold a lot of history that you wouldn't normally get to see. I know you've been waiting for this. Shall we get on to our previous trips? Do the behind the scenes of ACL, all the trips we've been on. to kind of give people an insight into what the journey was actually like.
I mean, most of these journeys would take like hours for me and Samuel to get to. Like, I think St. Neots took what, 3 hours?
Three and a half or something, I think.
Yeah, 3.5 for us to get to, because me and him we wouldn't have had our own mode of transport at the time. So we were relying on trains and buses.
Well, it's a train to Cambridge, then you have to walk half an hour to the bus stop.
Hold. We didn't walk, Samuel, did we? We didn't walk.
No, I mean the second time. Because we went
to... I took an e-scooter.
Well, yeah, but...
Because I just love the things. But no, I think some of the journeys we have are amazing. But others just make you want to pull your hair roots out.
Yeah, like waiting for 2 hours for the train.
Well, it wasn't even 2 hours, it was 4.
Oh,
what's 4?
Yeah.
So, Acle was interesting. It had a fabulous church.
Yeah, the church was really nice.
But the trains, it only had one train in the morning, one train in the afternoon, which me and Samuel did not know anything about.
No.
So we get there early in the morning. We go film over at Acle, get all the recording, filming done, cushy. Then we get back to the train route, and we see 3.5 hour to 4 hour wait. So we are just, and I think we even got some clips of it. We just sat there doing absolute nothing.
Well, we even went to the shops. We went. Oh, let's just go to the shop. There's one shop in the whole town.
I think we were lucky enough where time went by quite quickly.
Yeah,
because we
kind of made the most of it.
Yeah, because we got some recording done, and we made some interesting phone calls. But this just highlights how important it is for us to have a car. At the moment, Church Hunters is very much kind of, we will always put 110% effort into it.
Oh yeah.
But we can never dedicate some days to it. Like now, because I've got a new job, I can just dedicate, let's say, 4 days out of the week just to Church Hunters.
We need a day just to contact people.
Yeah, and then we'll need a day or two just to get recording done, and then we'll need a day or two to get editing done. Then we'll need a day or two to actually relax. I think some of the stories we've had come from there. Like St. Neots took 4.5 hours to get to there. That's just travel on its own. There was a 5-10 minute walk to the church. Acle, that's just Acle. Crowfield. Yeah.
Everyone said the same thing. They just go Crowfield.
Yeah. No, Crowfield's an interesting one, really. Because it has on the wall, "Suffer thy children."
Yeah, it's just weird.
You just get a different feeling in that church. And it would be a great Halloween special, really would.
Oh yeah.
But no, it's just like Crowfield has such a different feeling to it.
Yeah.
It's one of those where you kind of like, you either love it or you hate it. Personally, I quite like it. But
I like it because it's different, but I don't like it because of the I don't know, it's just
the feel.
It's a weird fit. I wouldn't stay there overnight.
But no, I think we are working hard on getting Halloween specials, Christmas specials, and Project X working.
Well, yeah, we want you to dress up, don't we? In a Christmas outfit.
Do you?
I thought you'd already heard about this. You're gonna be dressing up. I'm gonna be an elf.
Oh yeah, that's obvious.
No, it would be good doing a video at Crowfield though, because we haven't really spoken about the history of the church in depth, why it was made like that.
No.
How old it is. We've done a short, but it's not the same as doing a whole in-depth video. Why don't we talk about the nighttime expedition we went on, the first ever nighttime expedition that went horribly wrong. So we went to... What church was it?
It was up by just past Stone
It was next to Stowe Langtoft, but
Yeah, no,
it
yeah.
was.
Can't remember what church it was.
It's on our video. The name of the church it began with an H. But we had two cars. You might have seen on the video we were using radios to communicate with each other, and then that signal cut out when we got there. So we pulled up to this church at night time, went up to the door. It didn't help. You couldn't see a thing because there was no light.
Yeah, we had
The
to bring
footage
our
was just pitch
big
black.
industrial torches, and even they didn't help the footage.
No, they didn't help. But the tower was so big. We need to go back there. It was actually a really
100%.
nice church. We knocked on the door. Some lady had an injured horse, and she thought we were going to steal lead off the church roof. Because that's what people do now. They try and steal the lead to make a profit from it, which is completely wrong. But she thought we were doing that. I don't know why we would be doing it in full uniform, but there you go. But yeah, she was really nice. But she had an injured horse. She didn't want any noise, which was perfectly understandable. We probably needed to contact the locals as well as the church just to say, because when we looked online it said open 24 hours, so we thought I would be open, and it just
wasn't.
No, which I don't know why all the churches do that. They say open these hours and they're never open.
How many takes did it take us for St. Neots? 5?
Oh,
The outro?
because
That
the
That was
first one
interesting.
you could hear the traffic. There was a car that came zooming past, so we
There was
went,
also
"Oh, cut the
people
cameras."
walking past.
Then we had someone walk past, so we went, "Cut the cameras." Then we had Dan go down by the riverside. You couldn't
My
even hear the
microphone
audio
wasn't
from
working.
there. The mic wasn't on, so we cut that. Then we did it back up the bridge again, on the bridge.
Another person
And then
walked
some
past.
guy came past on his phone, so you couldn't hear a thing. And
And then we actually got the cut. And I think it was
6 attempts, I think.
Yeah. But overall, I think it was quite a good video. I think currently it's sat on 70 views, which might not sound a lot.
No, but for us, it's quite a lot.
We've been to ones down in Egypt. We've been to ones in Wales, Scotland. We need to go to Ireland.
Yeah, we're planning on doing that at some point. When that will be, I don't know. But
and then we've been to Australia. We've been to Japan.
South Korea. We haven't posted anything on South Korea though. Another question I had for you while you're here is, where do you see the company going in the next 10 years?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Because personally, I'd like it to just branch off into kind of a lot of smaller companies, so then building up profit in that revenue, so then build up the main church under the stream, so us three at the top and making.
Yeah, because I think we've worked out we need different things to actually fund this.
Yeah,
because you can't make a profit just by
going around churches.
Yeah,
but like we are hoping to. Even now, we've got. I don't know how much Kai wants us to say about it. But we've got, even now, we're starting to plan out smaller side companies. Even now, we've got clothing.
We've got clothing,
magnet.
But we want to branch out more because it's getting the advertising done so people know about it. That's the problem.
But no, we've got lots of smaller branches to make a little bit of money. But any money we make will then be split evenly. Will then be split in between us and local churches, so we can then actually help fund their restoration and to keep them alive and to keep the architecture and the history at that church.
Well, I touched on this before, but we do actually want our own architecture team at some point.
Yeah,
it would be very hard to get that because how do we reach out to people to
There'd be so much
work
hoops
for us?
so many more hoops for us to jump through.
Yeah, but
But
that will come at a later stage. But if we can do that, brilliant.
then again,
That's
it's
my
like, how
dream.
many hoops have we not jumped through already? Like, you've got 3 young men have started up a company, which most people thought wouldn't succeed, wouldn't last
No,
a year, and we're pushing.
we're still growing. We're still
Yeah,
growing
we're
by
still
the
going. Like,
day.
we've got
So
over 100 followers on Instagram. We've got over 50 subscribers on YouTube. You know,
yeah,
which
it's not a
in
lot, but
no
in
in
but
the short
we're
span we've
reaching
been
out to a very specific audience.
yeah.
Whereas if you're doing gaming, we would have grown a lot faster because it reaches a lot more people.
And I think like it's just people at the moment don't realise the history and the architecture that goes into those churches, and don't realise how much work it requires. You know?
Yeah, and the cost. I mean,
Yeah.
at Bucklesham, they said I think that the roof was 600,000 to replace just the roof, and that's it. So to fund that is a big ask.
I mean, like, speaking of churches, what are your top 3?
Oh, throwing it back at me. A question for me. I did this with Kai, and I think I've just got to go for it. I'd probably say Dallinghoo, Coddenham, and I like Church.
Oh, no, that's nice.
I just like the view from you wind round the streets to get there.
Yeah. There was a church which literally, I can't remember the name of it, but it sat on a cliff looking over a river.
Ooh.
I only went to that on my own, and I sent you guys pictures of it. I think it's on our Instagram somewhere. But it's
No,
literally,
we haven't posted about it yet.
no, it's just spectacular. Like my top 3, like would, and you're going to realise we've got a lot in common. One in common, Dallinghoo. But I think
Yeah.
that's just
because where it started.
yeah.
It's just got that homely nostalgia for us.
But that's for me. That's at number 3, and then the church is on the cliff oversees the river. That's number 2, and then me personally, my number 1 would be St Mary the Virgin up in St Neots.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, and I've been up there so many times in the past. It's when you come in from a certain way, you come over the bridge, over the river, across the road, and it's just there. Like, it's just amazing. Like, the inside of it is just stunning. The architecture is just stunning. It's actually got people that are buried inside of it, who founded the church, who founded the village.
Oh, what's the
You're on about the one that had like the king's nephew buried there.
I just don't know whether I would put Dennington higher.
Oh, is that the name of it, Dennington?
Do you know the one that it's got the actual tower and then it's got a side turret? That's where we were going to do our event. It's kind of, it doesn't feel homely. It just feels like a fortified church, but it's so cool.
No, I think my top 3 would definitely be St Neots number 1, the one on the hill oversees the river number 2, and Dallinghoo at number 3. There's so many churches we've been to which have been absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Like Ely Cathedral. That was amazing.
Were you from the church at Ely where
we basically had a whole entire recording crew there.
Yeah, we rented out that they just
we didn't rent it out, Samuel.
We didn't rent it out. We came in and then they all kind of started working we didn't even say anything. It was brilliant.
They started making sure our lighting was good.
I know they turned on the lights and it was like wow. We even got some words about the tower. Got some information from the church wardens, the people there. That was one of my favourite recording sessions, I think, just
100%.
because of how they kind of treated us. They were really nice.
You can't picture, like, when we first started this, you couldn't picture us kind of where we are with our own uniform.
I had no idea it would turn into this. I thought it would develop quicker, but I didn't think it would develop in the way it has. I didn't think we would be building connections or meeting famous people, meeting all sorts of
having our own research
professionals,
team.
having just things you wouldn't even think are possible.
I mean,
and that's
hopefully-
thanks to our team and us as well.
Yeah, I mean, like, we couldn't have got where we are without a good support team behind us.
No.
You know?
And we've had so much criticism, so many people that don't understand what we're trying to achieve, which is why we started the podcast. But we've had so many people doubt us and say, "Oh, it's a complete load of rubbish. You'll never do anything with it because it's not making millions." They don't understand.
To the people that doubt us, I wish I had these two words to say. However, we're trying to reduce the amount of foul language we have in this podcast.
I'm sure we've got a lot more to come in the future, considering this is only a year and it's done this.
I think in a couple of years' time, what I would love to see is us actually not just going to fates, but running our own fates, running our own events.
Well, we were going to do one when Kai came over, but we just don't have the time.
No.
But we will probably start to run our own fates in the future.
I mean, if we do, it will either have me or Samuel there to like just give a good speech and actually open up the event and fate.
So, are you excited for the trip next year? Not Project X, the trip abroad, where we're going to go to 4 different countries.
Yeah. And me and Kai are planning a surprise for Samuel.
Oh no. What have you done?
That's a surprise, Samuel. It's half the fun of the surprises. No, me and Kai are planning a very historical surprise for you, Samuel.
Okay, as long as it's historical.
It will make history. But
Oh. But no,
so we're filming this very early in the morning.
Yes, it should be fun, and it should be very interesting for you guys as well, because we've never really compared the architecture of European churches to English churches. We should see some similarities and differences, maybe some different denominations as well. We don't know what we're going to come across. But even the landscapes and stuff, it should be quite exciting to go and look at.
This next year will be the most exciting year we've had.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Not only do we have Project X coming up, we've got a European project coming up, we've got a Australian project coming up, we've got I can go on and on. You know, I'm not going to reveal too much.
Well, we've got some more countries coming up this Christmas as well. We've got Bali and Fiji, but we kind of mentioned a lot about our world tour, and then it all went silent, and that's just because we haven't visited anywhere else in that time. We'll probably invite you back onto the podcast when Kai's here. We're planning on doing everyone individually and then the whole group together, which is going to be chaos. I don't know how anyone's going to edit that.
Yeah.
But
we'll also hopefully getting some big names on here.
Big names. But the podcast needs to grow a bit more before we get major players in. But
all I'm saying, hopefully, my dream for this podcast: get your tea ready.
But yeah, I can't think of any more questions. I hope you've enjoyed being our second guest on the podcast. Well,
I have. Thanks so much for having me.
First guest, actually.
It's been a pleasure being on here. It really has.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
It's been a pleasure highlighting our story so far.
Yeah, it was just kind of a brief overview, a quick overview of who you are, why you joined. It's been a pleasure having our first guest on. It's just a shame Kai wasn't here, but I'm sure you'll be on again to
I
talk
look
more
forward to it.
about future events, and you'll be in upcoming videos as well.
Always. I mean, it's me. I never shy away from a camera,
Yeah,
do I?
you're a familiar face on the channel. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. But yeah, stay tuned for the next episode when we interview Eddie Austin, our events manager or upcoming events manager. Yeah, we look forward to sharing that with you, and we hope you've enjoyed this episode of the podcast.